Good afternoon, Pro Dumpster Diver viewers and United Currency Coin and Crypto. Today we have my jewelry stash scrap. So what we have here is what you call a jewelry table. Jewelers would have this when they want to show things off. This is my jewelry scrap that I have here. A lot of it is workable jewelry. Now, you're going to ask, where do you get all this? You can get this from eBay, auction sites, estate sales, which are very good. So I put a lot of stuff in plastic, and we're going to go over my entire collection, probably about half hour. And it's going to take a long time to actually go over a lot of this. And it is beautiful. It took me a long time to procure, I would say maybe about 2 years or so. But if I were to sell all of this, I would get a massive amount of money right now. And this is also what you can use for bartering items if anything bad happened in the economy. All right. So let's go over watches, earrings, necklaces, bracelets, all of it. And trust me, we have plastic cases to go over at right now. If I had a girlfriend, I can give her all of this and she could wear a new piece for every year of her life if she actually wanted to. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this, and we're going to go over some of the bags. So much jewelry here, and I put them all in bags, and then later on I'm going to end up getting a spot in the house with a room just for jewelry. Okay, so let's go over the first bag, which is here, and we're actually going to end up spilling this out and making some room here. This bag here is just full of the gold watches that I have. Now, there are different companies, there are different manufacturers that do that. So let's look at some of them here right now. We have Publix, which is, again, it's a nice watch right now. They're used. I could sell these for $5 each and then put a battery in many of them right now. Seiko is a very good brand. They still sell online. We have St. Martin's. This one is a clip. So unlike most watches that have a stretch band to it, these ones are clip-ons. But to the girl that would have this, she would have to have a small wrist, okay, to actually fit through this. All right. And so we're going to go over all of it there. We have another clip one here, which is beautiful. This one may actually have had a notch, but there's no brand designer on that one here. Timex. All of these are basically just gold watches that I have. Some of them might just be gold plated or gold toned. We have Van Tham. Was it Waltham? Waltham is a pretty good brand right there. It's a very nice watch that we actually have. And we have a few unknown names there, Timex. And again, this is all if I wanted to like have a grab bag for women who did like costume design. This is a very nice one right now. It's not faded or anything like that. It's a nice little gold toned watch that, a girl can have. Now, one of the things you do want to remember is watch the size of the wrist. Okay? Because it depends on that. Like this one is large, this one is smaller. However, it expands, but you don't want to expand it too much where the inside part is actually coming out. You do want to have a watch for at least a good 2 years, but if it's a definite older watch, you want to have it for a bit longer time. This one has a different type of metal band on it that appears to be made by hand right now, which is very, very good. We can do a lookup for that right now. And then other watches, which are just absolutely beautiful. This one here, it has a universal band design on it. So it would be Seiko or Timex or another band there. Yeah, this is a Timex watch. Now, again, many of these that I have here are women's watches because they're very easy to sell and very easy to barter if anything happened in the community or in the country. I could definitely sell these and get, food or anything like that. But this is a large bag, which is a weighted bag of definite jewelry, okay? Put that over there. Let's go over another bag here. We have another bag of women's watches. There might be some men's watches in here, but again, this is just a big bag of a whole bunch of different stuff. Now, inside of this bag is actually some of the nicer watches that I have. I'll explain why. I'll explain exactly why I said that. This here is a very nice design. It's called Decade. This is the actual designer here. It's a very good design to actually see this one and have it fitted in because the watches themselves can get very small, and as the watches get small, the batteries get small as well. So please do take a note of that. Okay, we have another beautiful one here. This is a holographic back by Citizen. This is another very nice watch here right now. Now again, you might notice some of the diamonds missing on it, so this is something you could wear to maybe a little friend's party or a birthday bash. Again, it's nothing you really want to show off. If you want to, it's up to you. Again, many people actually do tend to show off a few things there, okay? Another one here is a very nice one, doesn't show much age. This is Seiko. Seiko is a huge women's brand. You'll usually find them to be some of the more affordable watches that women can get. You can get a good Seiko watch for maybe 50 bucks with a battery in it right now, which is very nice right now. We have a Fossil watch. This one may be women's and men's. Sometimes you really can't tell, but this one is absolutely pretty heavy right now. This is another Timex one here. This is a nice one, but the band part is missing. So one of the things doing is you can go to jewelry school, learn how to actually fix watches, which is just absolutely amazing right now to actually have those. Have another one here, which is another interesting band, which looks like it's Timex. This one is nice. This is Embassy by Ingrid, okay? And the band on it is very interesting if you can actually see that, but it's only in the front, it's not all the way down. And so this is a very nice one there. It may be men's. Sometimes you can't tell. There's no diamond or gold backing, evergreen part, the stainless steel motif. Okay. And some of the watches, as you actually look at them, may even have serial numbers to actually denote that it was a professional watch that was printed at the time. It's another holographic back for a watch right here. Sometimes Fossil does this, and Citizen as well. There's the Eco Drive, which is actually solar powered. So this here would be a woman's watch. And again, they're very, very, very nice. Then you have another one here, which is a color bag. It's called Da Vinci Quartz. Again, very, very nice watches. So again, I have these here, which are basically just nice stashes to definitely have later on right now. Okay, let's go through another bag of watches we actually have right there. As I said, I'm going through the whole thing since you guys want some long videos that you can basically definitely get a chance to listen to right now. Now, why women's watches? Women's watches will actually end up selling according to what they're wearing, whether it goes with the outfit, whether it does, whether it doesn't, okay? So then we have some bands here. A lot of some of the stuff is scrap. This one is a little nicer. It's got a bit of a design to it. We have one here with the Universal Park here. It's called Water Pro. Guess Water Pro. Oh, this is nice. Some of them actually do turn. The top dial actually might. This is Guess Water Pro. Very nice watch here. We have another small one here, which is Seiko, which is a nice women's watch. Oh, back is coming out, so can't really use that one there. All right. You have another one here that's actually in a heart shape. I'm always interested in the design of some of these watches as how they actually got a watch mechanism to fit inside of something so small, which is just amazing there at the time. Okay. And then you have other scrap watches there. And then this is a ring watch, which is, I really don't see these. You could probably find these for a couple bucks right now, maybe on Temu or Wish, but I wouldn't probably fix that up unless I wanted to do something custom with it at the time, which is definitely good. And then what is this there? Ergo, Arguino. Okay. Yeah, some of them are different right now. Many of the brands I never heard of. Maybe they're European brands or so. But again, at the end of the day, they're still very good watches. Again, some of the scrap will sell by weight, but then you'll have jewelers who actually have time to fix up some of these watches for someone that comes in. They're looking for an inexpensive watch, something that they can definitely afford. And so to pick up a watch with a good battery, which is like 20 bucks, is definitely good. You can probably go to Walmart and find some of them right now. Now let's go over this. Now this section here, because I sorted them out by color, is basically just the actual silver tone watches right now. Now these will definitely end up being bought a little bit easier. This one actually still has a band on it here. What company is this? Okay, it just says Quartz there. Right now, let's look at another one, Timex, which is very, very good. Do like this here. Is this Pulsar, which is a very, very nice band that goes into it right now. Have another one. Timex has the market. Let me tell you something. Timex is owning the market. You can't tell me Timex today isn't making that money right now. Akula, water resistant, which is pretty good. You have Milan, which is nice. Sarah Connerty. I haven't heard of that brand. That might be a different one there. And then Timex looking like this is nice. They could definitely go to definitely get cleaned up there right now. Citizen Quartz. Citizen may be owned by Timex. I do have to check that out right now. And then a couple of other few ones there. As I said, I'm keeping these right now. Guess one of them. Oh, that might have been from the other bag. But yeah, to have watches like this and learn the skill to fix watches is definitely nice, because you can absolutely use that to the best of your ability. Now, we're not going to go over that because I do want to make sure. There's so many watches here. Good Lord. I take it in, man. Let me tell you something. I take watches in. All right, so as you can see, there's a little bit of gold scrap, but what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the bags. We're going to do the bags, and then we'll get to the boxes next. So here we have a lot of pins and money clips, and then some tie clips, as you could actually see. Some pieces in here may be gold plated, and there's a military part there, but I am keeping this because if I wear a suit, I can definitely end up putting some of these pins on there, which is very nice to absolutely have. I have an entire bag of mismatch earrings that I can definitely keep there. And then we have cufflinks. Cufflinks are huge, especially when you're wearing suits. Right now, there are some matching pairs in there that are in the miniature bags, so I definitely do keep those. I have another bag of just assorted watches here. I have another bag, which is basically just of larger watches right now that would have some value. Some of them may be 30 bucks online. We have another one here. These ones may be a tad bit more expensive after checking them out right now. I've got another bag there, basically just watch faces that I can use for a project, like if I really, really wanted to. Alright, so let's get to the goods. I'm going to bring you up a little bit here, and we're going to move aside, okay? And we're going to get to this. This here is my case, and what I've done is I've actually had necklaces here and I've sorted them out with Ziploc bags so that they don't touch each other or bring up any additional weight or anything like that. So what we're looking at here is we have some earrings and some bands. Some of the stuff will definitely be gold plated. As you can see, I actually have computer parts in here. These would actually end up being necklaces that are sorted out by size. We have some other smaller ones in here. I'll actually pull one out for you right now. Like, this is basically a jeweler stash as we actually have it. Okay, and so the small pieces would end up being bracelets here. So this piece would possibly be a bracelet right now. We have another shiny gold necklace piece there, some of the other bracelet parts. And so this would basically just be the small pieces. Again, keep everything in Ziploc so that you don't get dust on it right now. This is a nice little necklace piece there with a bar. So you can wear that when you're going onto the beach, and you may not have to worry about it fading as much as other jewelry actually would. Okay, squeeze that up there. All right, you got another piece here which basically has a large earring, different ones into it. Have another piece here with some bigger ones in it right now. Got some pearls in there and diamond ring there. These are snakeskin necklaces. They're called snake type because of the way they weave right now. So I'm definitely going to keep that in there. And if you're asking about the plastic case, I got these at Walmart. I think it was like $4 or $5 a piece, but I like them because they're watertight. And then we have even more jewelry here, which is in very, very good condition right now. And I always keep these in the best condition as possible because you never know what you're going to do with it later on right now. As I said, I absolutely do like the jewelry stacks that I have. Do I intend on selling them? Nah, not really. I intend on really keeping them right now. And that's the way it actually should be. And that's just a small case, all right, of jewelry scrap that I actually have there. Trust me, we're going to get into a lot there. Okay, now to pan over. We do have a small case here, and this is basically just full of women's. Let's see what's in here. See what's in this bad boy. Okay. I have assorted necklaces here, and then on the bottom, I believe we have some other stuff there, right? Don't mind that. because that's not the trick today. The trick today is to actually show a few other things. What I do want to do is I do want to go over this. This is a pack I've had for about 5 years, and what I did is that when I saw solid gold jewelry online that was actually selling, some of this is actually from eBay, I decided to take it and actually keep it and later on purify it, melt it, or if anything, take out some of the stuff that's actually in it. So as you can see, all of these pieces here are about 10 karat, 20 karat right now. This piece is a 10 karat, 3.8 gram little necklace piece here. What I would do is I would reverse electroplate this right now, but as it's 10 grams, 10K, 3.8, it might actually be solid. You never know unless you actually do the chemical test. All right, but again, if they're scrap, I can just take a pliers or a cutting pliers and break them off right now. Got a nice little ring here, and all of these pieces are like 10 and 18 karat right now. Okay, have another piece here, and these ones I actually properly labeled. You have a 14 karat earring right now, which would be solid. You have a solid 3.6K 14 karat ring, and another solid 10K 1.24 gram. Okay, now there is no stone in that, so I could immediately just go ahead and throw that sucker in the melting pot right now. We have another piece here which is properly labeled, and that's why again I say label everything. We have a 9 gram 12 karat necklace in there, a 5.2 gram 10K rings here. I can actually pry the diamonds out of that, which would definitely be good. And then you have some white gold here, and then 14 karat 1.5 gold there. And this is actually marked as well. Now, a lot of people are like, John, you could sell that. Well, here's the thing. People won't sell the real estate. They try to get cash value for it. And that's the whole point. One of the things I can do is I can actually take all of this gold jewelry to an appraiser and say, hey, I'd like you to appraise all of this for me right now, if that's what you can basically do. Okay. Can you make money off of that? Absolutely. You can actually use that as collateral on a loan if you really wanted to. All right. Or they can actually say, hey, listen, just sell it all to me instead of getting a loan. That way you're not beholden to a government or anyone like that, which of course, definitely does benefit you. And here we actually have some chokers, which I ended up getting. This is basically just gold-plated jewelry for women right now to go around the neck. All right, now let's look at some stuff I got from K Jewelers. Every year during Black Friday or Christmas season, K Jewelers has different things that they do sell. So some of the things they sell are earrings, rings, and so basically I ended up going to K and actually buying this. This is actually what you would call a bartering item, so I can sell later on. Right now it's got a bit of dust, but the ring inside of it, where is the ring? Ooh, well, I got a misplaced ring. I'm happy I opened it. Okay, let's go to the other one here. There we go. We have a sterling silver H&R Macy's fine jewelry ring here. I believe that I purchased this one for like $200 right now at Macy's when I ended up getting this. I might have the receipt somewhere, but this is a very, very nice ring. And I absolutely do like this one here because I can give this to a girl for a gift. This would basically end up being sterling silver diamond at $200 retail right now. If you can get it at $120 wholesale, you're good to go. But just make sure you test the diamonds themselves right now. There's different carats. Okay. We have this one here, which I ended up actually purchasing a while ago. Let's see, it was $200. Okay. Now this ring, and I'm going to pull it out, I ended up getting a while ago right now when I ended up going to a mall during the sale, and I wrote down what it was. It's over sterling silver, 0.13 karat diamond, woman's white gold, rhodium, size 7, clarity 12, near colorless diamond ring. All right, and that's what that is. So if I basically wanted to sell this to someone and I needed money, I could probably get maybe 120, and they'll go ahead again and sell it for like 200 or so. Okay, which is absolutely fine. We have another one here, and this is from K Jewelers. Okay, a different type of necklace right now, and I love the fact that the clasp is still intact, which is absolutely good. So I'm going to keep this as part of this here, and then another one from Pagoda. All right, Pagoda actually had some diamond earrings. I did purchase these for 40, which were good, and there were small diamonds in there, so I always kept that. Now, let's get to one of the things that I love, absolutely love about this collection right now. The one thing I love, if you guys are going to say, what did you get a steal on? I got a steal on this, and it actually came from an eBay bidding war that I had maybe a year ago, but I always check to see what the seller has. These here are special necklaces, I believe, that were ordered. So what happens is, let's say you have a party coming over and you want to give your wealthy guest something. So you can actually go to a jeweler and mass produce gold bracelets or gold necklaces. This right here says the word STRUT. Strut or Strout. It might be a family's last name. And what they did is that they made an order for a lot of these large necklaces, right? And when you look at it, this piece here ends differently. It actually still says strut. And the ending part here is a clasp. So you can decide how long and how big you actually want this. Now, the problem is they had to get rid of it even though the client paid, because of something was wrong with the name, or maybe it was this here, which is the font style, that actually came out and the rest of it looks like it was Time New Romans, or maybe that was supposed to be an O for the family name. Anyways, I ended up getting so much in pounds of this gold-plated, like all of this is thick with this gold-plated jewelry, and I like it because I got it for steal. I think it was like $50 or so in a bidding war. It was called a client's mistake or something like that, but in order to fix it, they had to pay half, and then the jeweler, they, instead of actually refunding their money because of a spelling issue, they paid half, and then the jeweler remade them and then still tried to make his money back with that. So I ended up getting this, and I put it inside of a plastic case where you can still actually see outside of it as a bit of a showcase piece right now. I'll be able to put those on something later on. And then we have other ones. All right, so let's go over some of the other boxes that we have. I have done videos about many of these before. These here, and I got these cases from Five Below, if you wanted to know, are the rings that I actually have. Let me bring this up a little bit more for you. These are a collection of gold rings that I actually have right now. They're tough, but they ain't invincible. And these are nice that are in here. Now, again, be careful when you're opening and closing them a lot. Get some that you don't have to have it, just have them on display. Now, obviously, in here we have some craft ones here. We have some jewelry that I ended up getting from Wish. I never use Temu because they just want more of your information right now. But these would basically be able to go to different outfits. As you can see, some of them are blue, some of them are diamond looking. They're very, very nice. Some of the nice ones are craft. I ended up getting free ones when people go to the sales, like there might be English Town, and they just throw them out because no one bought them. I pick them up and I'm like, bro, listen, why are you doing that? Some of the stuff here is actually solid gold, you know? Some of the stuff here would actually be solid gold, even though it doesn't look like it. You would actually have some very nice pieces that are actually in here that are very, very good. And so this is just an entire watch case, right? A display case of just rings for women right now, okay? And then I'm going to move that aside. I got some other ones there. This one here is basically just an example of just absolute necklaces. Now, there are some snake ones in here, as you can see this. And then there are some regular ones in here. I'll actually pull this out to show you how long these are. So this will definitely go over somebody's neck. But as I said, many of these are gold plated, and they are actually used, or you can pick them up at estate sales. But again, things as big as this, you would, if it's small, again, if it's her neck, it's small. Sometimes some of them actually might end up being a little bit larger right now to actually use. Like this is definitely a bit larger. Oop, pull that out. But then you're going to have the end part of the class there to work on it. So this is just a case of weighted gold plated jewelry. All right. And then I have another one here, and then I have another one here. This here is basically just all snake necklaces. Now, what does someone mean when they say a snake necklace? All right. The snake necklaces, if you ever do pick them up, they can actually have this wave motion without turning. itself. So it gives itself a little bit of a leeway with that, and the longer the leeway, the more the snake type it actually moves. Okay, this one here is very nice because you have the end part there and it's just missing a clasp. We have other ones that are a big, much bigger when it comes to that. Now, can you put this around your wrist? You practically could if you had somebody that actually did the work for it. Here we have one with an actual clasp. So this one here would definitely be able to go ahead and clip in, boom, just like that. And now you have a nice little something that you can wear with your outfit or so. Okay, and then you have some bigger snake ones here. So this entire thing is just full of gold-plated snake necklaces. Okay, and they're very nice. Can men wear them? Absolutely, but men would basically rather wear Cuban links or something like that. That basically shows that it's a little bit heavier. Okay, now we're going to get to the larger plastic case. This plastic case here actually is home to some of the larger jewelry that I ended up pulling up over the other day. So if I have an expensive watch, if the watch is over 50 bucks, I'll put it in here. And in here is basically just going to end up being some of the gold plated stuff. So let's look. Let's pick out you. Okay, now if it's in here, it's already been labeled. This here is a Walther watch, VX51 silver dress. It costs $207 new. It'll probably end up being $50 used with a battery, but again, it's still selling online, so I can still end up making some money off of this right now. People always look for what basically matches with the outfit. As long as you have a watch that they can wear, you're good to go. So we have something like this here, which the band is actually very different. It's got a bit of a snake feature to it, but isn't snake. Okay, and this is Annie Klein's watch, diamond. Okay, I picked this up in here. Basically says it's $85 new. Annie Klein is name brand, by the way. So those of you basically saying, I never heard of her. Yep, you're lying. It's a very nice watch too, by the way. All right, I do like the band, and any girl wearing this would definitely like it too. So in order to put it back in, I roll it up inside like this and put it in there. We have another one here that is actually $85 or so, and then a Mary Kay one that's different. And then inside of here, you have different bracelet bands. This is a working bracelet band, by the way, which is very nice. Okay, and then you have the other jewelry like this. And then you would have a nice little bracelet, which is very nice. Now, could you turn a bracelet into a choker? Yes, you can, but you have to make sure the measurements are right because chokers are supposed to be choking you. Very, very simple right now. And then sometimes you'll find doozies like this. This is an actual bracelet I ended up picking out of a garbage possibly like a year ago or so, and it actually still has the clasp in it, even though it may not want to turn right now. So this is actually still nice. I'm keeping this. You can't buy it. And then, last but not least, we are going to show the watch collection that I have. Now, again, everything here is already named and listed. Okay. Now, in here are men's watches, by the way. Okay, so here we actually have a Diesel Overflow Chrome Breach DZ4296. This watch is $180 new. Used might be about $100 if you have a working battery inside of it. I don't believe there's a working battery for this one right now, so I can definitely do some research and find that. Hey, it might cost me $5 to fix it, but somebody will say, hey, I'll give you $50. I'm like, absolutely, I'll definitely take it. We have a new Tissot watch here. This is women's, and that's the number, versataycollective.com. This is where this was found, where this one was actually selling. And so that's where you actually get it is new. Okay, we have another one here. This is one of the nicer watches that I have with a foldable band with it. Okay, we have a Bolivia La Cherie with diamonds on it that's real. And the back comes out. It's about $40. We have this one here, which is one of the nicer women's watches I have because the band itself is just so tightly secure right now. And the best part is it can actually fold up itself, so it can definitely fit inside. All right, that right there would basically end up being $40. And guys, we have a whole bunch of other stuff here. We have Japan pieces here. We have sharp women's Here, this is $30. We have another one that's $20. This one right here. I do have some watches that are practically up to $18,000, which I will sell. But the problem is I have to actually get them checked. All right. So something like this here, perfect example, is an actual Chanel J12. Okay, and it's about $5,400, which is very nice. But it's not working because the band in there messed up. So in order to actually fix this, I have to do the repairs myself and then take them in. All right, but again, beautiful watch right there. Absolutely beautiful watch. Okay. See, we got another one over here that's $50. Another type here. This here is an actual Paul Frank Men's Smart Patrol Sunray. $125 new on Amazon. And I've got one just sitting there right now, not even collecting dust. Okay. And then we have a pocket watch here. And then, yeah, that's it. I mean, guys, as I said, you can definitely end up making money in this business. If I were to sell this whole collection right now, I'd make money. But the value is going to go up. Silver is going to go up. Gold is going to go up. You have to make sure you're protecting you and your family right now. Okay? Very simple. I'm going to close this up. Put this here. And then I'm going to end up moving these out right now. Because I know there's another diamond ring that I had. But I don't have that here. All right, guys. That's it. Oh, wait. Hold on. I actually have this. This is actually composed of a whole bunch of gold scrap in there. And this is actually properly labeled out by the seller who I sold it from, which is genius. But there's one thing to remember. Always go to someone else and have it double check to see what's authenticated or not. And that is, if you're looking at this, this is a key to the Bastille. It's a 24 karat gold finish ring. Sorry, key. I just put it in there right now as to make sure that I remember where that actually is. And I gotta watch how I put it in too, because I don't want nothing to break. Okay, and then we got some gold scrap there. But that's it. We have a crap ton of jewelry. This is not even all of it, trust me. I haven't even shown you the 500 colorful bracelets I have there. All right, guys, you have a good day. United Currency Coin and Crypto and Pro Dumpster Diver out. Please share, like, and follow, as that helps boost the channel up. Click a link in the portfolio to get started right now. Click the link in the video and look on getting your own portfolio to get this started. All right, that's all for today, folks. Johnny's out.